Good afternoon, everyone. Today's story is Tuatara. It looks like a prehistoric lizard, but the Tuatara is a class by itself. In fact, it's the last remaining representative of a group of reptiles that were more closely related to dinosaurs than to creatures now living. Its name means sting bearer, after the line of bony spines that march down the center of its head and back. However, the Tuatara is not only harmless, it also lives peacefully in a burrow with a bird. The pigs and cats that the Europeans brought to New Zealand once hunted it almost to extinction. Today, the Tuatara lives only on a few small, rocky, inaccessible inlets between the two large islands that make up the country of New Zealand. Most reptiles must avoid the hottest hours of sunlight because the temperature of the air largely regulates their body temperature. The Tuatara's normal body temperature is only about 55 degrees Fahrenheit, more than 20 degrees lower than that of the toad. The creature is the creature with the next lowest temperature. Because of its low body temperature, the Tuatara's metabolism is extremely sluggish, so the animal only has to capture a few crickets or other insects each day to survive. The Tuatara hunts at night to avoid the heat. If it wants to bask on what seems like a cool day, thermoreceptors in its eyes pick up infrared light and tell it about the outside temperature. During daylight hours, the Tuatara stays in the shelter of a burrow dug by a nesting seabird called the shearwater. The shearwater spends most of its life at sea, but when the breeding season arrives, the birds dig a burrow on a remote island, laying its one egg in the burrow, and it incubates it there. Now, the adult shearwater goes out to fish during the day, while the Tuatara occupies the burrow. Then the shearwater stays in the burrow during the night while the Tuatara hunts. But even if their schedules overlap, the two creatures get along just fine. The Tuatara relies on the shearwater to provide it with a home, and the shearwater is equally dependent on its reptile roommate to house sit while she is at sea. Together, the tough Tuatara and the delicate shearwater demonstrate how the meat can inherit the earth. And our verse today comes from Matthew 5, verse 5, and it says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Guys, as you look at the pictures of these two distinct individual animals, one a reptile, one an avian, a bird, and yet they get along. They share a lot in common. We can get along with everybody around us if we only try. Sometimes we just need to remember we have to give a little to get a little, but you don't compromise your principles on what is right. But at the same time, let us remember, God said the meek shall inherit the earth. Those that are full of bluster and everything else and carry on and always want to act like they're so mean, guys, you need to stop that. You need to remember, show love, show kindness. Be like these two distinct individuals you've been watching on the video and learn to get along and love one another. Y'all have a blessed day.